What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Wednesday, November 5th. Now in today's dog video, you may have noticed that dog is up 8%, but it's also because Bitcoin is up as well along with the whole crypto market. But how long will this last? But primarily what we want to talk about in this video is dog is coming to the BNB blockchain. As you know, BNB is a Binance-based blockchain. What does this mean? How much liquidity exposure will we get for dog Bitcoin? And will this lead to a Binance alpha? Well, let's talk about it. I just want to share with you my thoughts, and obviously we're going to look into charting and analysis, because most importantly, we need to look into the fear and greed index and how that aligns with Bitcoin's historical price and current price. And hopefully we can get some insight of what we're going to see in the near term. So let's go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. So dog right now is around 150 million market cap. As I mentioned, it's up 8%. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is at 104,000. And as we mentioned in yesterday's video, dog decoupled away from the crypto market, especially when Bitcoin took a negative 6% downside. So that's really impressive. But now let's look into the meme coin market. Where are we standing? Right now, some memes are in the double digits and some are in the single digits. As you can see, Pudgy Penguins up 10%, SPX 6900 up 19%. Now, if we scroll down to where dog Bitcoin is, it's roughly up 8%. As I mentioned, it's still kind of hovering between Memecoin and SNEC. It keeps going back and forth, but I think there are some catalyst events that could send dog way above the top 200, and it could be top 150 or top 100 token. Now, before we get into that, let's talk about the overall macro market, because right now we're still in extreme fear. Now, extreme fear is very important. Why? It's because it's a hard reset, and we actually haven't seen extreme fear for quite a few months. We've been in the neutral or the greed zone, not extreme greed, but just the neutral and greed zone. And in fact, maybe the fear zone. It wasn't really that much of a hard reset, but this is very important to see that right now we got a lot of the 99% of retail shaken out, and even professional leverage traders shaken out too. A lot of them got liquidated. Now let's go over to Polymarket. Now, if you go to this specific tab that says Bitcoin above blank on November 5th, meaning the price. So today by 12 p.m., I don't know if this is specific time, but people are betting that Bitcoin will be above 102,000 US dollars. But let's look into tomorrow. Tomorrow's very interesting. So 98% of people believe that Bitcoin will be above $98,000 per Bitcoin. Now, the reason this is actually interesting is that people think that it could go as low as 98,000 by tomorrow, November 6th. That's the majority, around 98%. So is there a possibility that Bitcoin can take another dip? Because right now they think that people are very bullish. Possibly people are placing their long positions in their leverage trades, and big players like BlackRock, Wintermute, Binance decide, you know what, let's liquidate the market again, and that will send the price of Bitcoin down to close to 98,000. But a majority of the people think that we're going to get close to around that price point. So keep that in mind by tomorrow, November 6th. Now, what's really interesting is that you had a market maker called Wintermute basically saying in this specific article shared by Wu Blockchain that the reason we're seeing massive liquidity escape from the crypto market is because right now liquidity is chasing after AI and other bubbles within that space. When really, I think that this is a very convenient article. The market maker Wintermute that's working with Binance to liquidate cryptocurrency is saying, hey, it's not us, it's people flocking to invest in AI stocks. Everything in this article is a huge gaslight. I don't believe a single word in this article, and I'm not going to believe Wintermute by on-chain data shows that they have been liquidating Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, and many other altcoin assets. So I don't believe it. I think they're just trying to shake you out. Arthur Hayes, one of the first crypto billionaires out there, by the way, said that the Fed will soon start quietly printing money again to fund US debt, and then will send Bitcoin higher. This is coming from Arthur Hayes. Now, I want to look into the dog metric. Now, this is sentiment. Now, yesterday, even though we saw a massive capitulation, except for dog Bitcoin, you can see that dog Bitcoin sentiment surpassed any of these other testnet meme coins. I'm talking about Trump, Pepe, Dogecoin, Bonk, Brett, Sheep, Floki, Dog with Hat, and also SPX 6900, and even Bitcoin itself. Shout out to Killer Tickers for creating this diagram. Now let's get into the exciting news, which is the point of this video, which is that DOG is coming to the Binance Smart Chain, aka the BNB chain. So yes, this was created by Binance. And as you can see, the company that's going to do this is Beyond Tech. And Binance Smart Chain, aka BNB chain, retweeted, aka reposted this to their 3.9 million followers. There are a ton of people interacting and they're very excited about it. This is what we're talking about. There is awareness around Bitcoin meme coins. Now, when you scroll down to the bottom of the original article, this is something I want to read just point blank from the Beyond team. Beyond connects this cultural wave to the BNB chain's vibrant retail ecosystem, where meme liquidity moves faster and communities thrive on chain. That means users can bridge their Bitcoin meme coins such as Runes, BRC20 tokens, Alkanes directly to BNB chain. They can trade, farm, or deploy in cutting-edge DeFi protocols to generate yield. Now, BNB chains has low fees, and this is true. I've actually used it before. It has low fees, and massive user base give Bitcoin native meme coins their real shot at mainstream adoption, while Beyond ensures those flows remain trustless, transparent, and reversible. The result is simple but powerful. Bitcoin provenance meets BNB chain velocity. Now, when you go to their website, which is beyond.tech, you can see that DOG was actually featured right here on the very front page, saying that bridging the largest digital assets such as DOG to over 80 plus change in L2s. You can switch between the Bitcoin token standard in a breeze. I love that about this. I don't know about the company, I don't know them that well, but it's nice that somebody's focusing on the BNB chain because I don't know anybody else that's doing that right now. Now let's go to DeFi Llama and look at the TVL, the DeFi DVL. Now DeFi basically is everything on chain. So as you can see, Binance Smart Chain is the third largest DeFi liquidity out there. It's actually right beneath Solana and Ethereum. Ethereum actually has the largest amount of DeFi liquidity out there, but nonetheless, we do know that DOG is available on Solana, and DOG has exposure to that $10 billion. And guess what? Meme coins on Solana are pretty big. But also, Binance Smart Chain, aka the BNB chain, is right below it. Now, will we see a lot of liquidity flowing into DOG? I don't exactly know. The point is that DOG domination, aka Operation DOG domination, is all about putting as many buy buttons as you can in any chain, any platform, any product, so that when the bull run does happen, people have access to buy DOG on any chain, right? Just the same thing as Bitcoin. Now you must be wondering, when is DOG going to be available on the Binance Smart Chain, aka BNB chain? Well, apparently the Beyond team replied to my post saying Q4, and I would believe that it's actually this year, meaning just within the next month and a half or so, right? So this is when we are expecting that this will be available. And could that lead to, say for instance, being listed on Binance Alpha? Now if you don't know, Binance Alpha is basically selected tokens that will potentially maybe get listed on Binance in the future. As you can see, you have SPX 6900 here. Well, I can't promise anything, but what I have noticed that when there are tokens listed on Binance Alpha, some of them are available on the BNB chain, but most importantly, they have a lot of trading volume and there's a lot of traction regarding, trends, and also, is it trending on X? Basically, Binance Alpha will only list a token on Binance Alpha if it's a token that everybody wants and needs. So if we can get DOG to do really well on the Binance Smart Chain and garner that awareness, maybe tagging the BNB chain, I think maybe we can get Binance Alpha to list DOG on their listed page, and also that would lead to a Binance listing. That's just my personal opinion, but just sharing with you my personal opinion, I don't like Binance. I don't trust them, but I know a lot of people want DOG to be listed on Binance, because why not? As long as they list it under the free and fair movement and don't charge a listing fee and don't do anything scammy, I'm completely fine with it, but I just personally don't trust Binance overall. Now let's look into the charting analysis. This is the most important part of the video as well, which is how do we understand DOG's price compared to the Fear and Greed Index? So there are two different Fear and Greed indexes, aka indicators. So the first one we want to pay attention to is the Fear and Greed zones. Again, these are free indicators on TradingView. And as you can see, every time we see these types of bottoms within the Fear and Greed zones with DOG Bitcoin, you can see that's very reflective of a bottom for DOG's price. You see it every single time when it reaches these levels. And then shortly after we reach those bottoms, there is a huge pump to the upside, and then a falling wedge pattern that happens right after. And the same thing could be said around the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, which this indicator shares that again, when it reaches a bottom, which aligns with the fear and greed zones, we tend to hit the red zone, right? This is the red zone, which is the extreme fear, and we have touched that. Now notice that the previous times, we've actually touched it a lot, multiple times within the sectors. We've only touched it just a couple times. So could this drag on for a little bit longer? I think it could, meaning there's still fear in the market, there's still uncertainty, and maybe we will see a reversal, maybe when quantitative tightening ends and while quantitative easing begins, and that is on December 1st. So follow the fear and greed index along with the dog Bitcoin price, because this could be an early signal to give you some signs that we are going to head to the upside. So as you know, I'm already bullish on dog. I've always been bullish on dog. I'm excited for dog to go to the BNB chain. As I've told you before, once dog is available within the next month or 2 months based on what Beyond team has shared with us, when dog is available, I want you to create a lot of awareness, meaning make sure to tag BNB chain in their X page, make sure to let people know you could buy dog on the BNB chain, because this potentially could get us closer to a Binance listing or a Binance.us listing, which is, by the way, the largest exchanges in the world. Well, mainly Binance, not really Binance.us, but I just think more buy buttons, the better. And I hope that this video has been very helpful for you to understand what we could see in Bitcoin's price in the next 24 hours, because we're still not out of the woods yet. We're still in extreme fear. So let's just pay attention. I'm very excited, and we'll keep you up to date as usual. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog on the Moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.